Jamie Patton, Senior Outreach Specialist with the Nutrient and Pest Management Program. We're seeing significant damage in many of our alfalfa fields due to continued snow as well as heavy frosts. We're seeing the dieback of not only the leaf margins but also the stems. Kevin Jarek is going to discuss with us the impact of this damage on first cut yield as well as the longevity of the stand.
Kevin Jarek, Crops and Soils Agent, University of Wisconsin-Madison, Division of Extension, Outagamie County. We are seeing something across a large part of the state of Wisconsin in terms of frost damage to alfalfa. We've had cold temperatures here for several consecutive nights, still seeing light snow in some areas. Bottom line is alfalfa dormancy broke way back in March. The problem with these low temperatures is alfalfa can take a 30, 31, 32, but once we start getting down to 25, we can start observing these plants' reaction to that cold weather. Let's start with new seeding stands. New seeding stands have really good frost tolerance. Basically, when we look at these plants, you're not going to see any damage until 3 to 5 days later. And because they're new seeding, we don't have stem counts. Instead, we want to walk the field. We want to examine how many plants are there. If we can find 20 plants per square foot, that stand should be fine. We should be able to look at a full yield potential for the growing season. Where farmers need to be concerned is if we're at 15 plants or less. You need to monitor those fields, and when soil conditions allow, you may need to make a judgment about doing some type of interseeding in order to increase the productivity of that stand. So let's move to the established stands. When you take a look at your established stands, there are a couple of things to ask. The first is there less than 30% of the stem tops that are wilted and browning? If that's the case, you aren't going to do anything. There's enough of that stand that remains that you should be able to see enough recovery for an adequate first crop harvest. And it really shouldn't result in a second crop reduction as long as our fertility, plant health, and other indicators are good for us. Another scenario, if we have plants less than 10 inches tall, if most or all of those stem tops are damaged, the reality is we've killed the growing points. Now the plant has to restart. That plant got damaged to the point where you're going to see leaf desiccation. Those leaves are going to turn white, then brown. They're eventually going to curl up. It may look like herbicide damage. Long story short, that first cutting is now going to be delayed as that plant needs to put on new buds and new growth. So we basically are not encouraging you do anything with those stands other than monitor them. If we get to a point where the plants are frozen back to the ground completely, those stands are dead. It's unlikely that they're going to recover. We have not observed this thus far, but we have a lot of potential cold weather ahead of us. So you need to remain vigilant, keep an eye on those stands, and monitor them from this point forward.